pond5.com.
To do is I'm going to make hamburgers, cheeseburgers, whatever you'd like to call them. Okay, you will need for this part of let's see, you're going to need some lettuce, you're going to need some onions, pickles, Worcestershire sauce, cheese of your choice if you'd like. You're going to need some mustard and maybe one of the 4 ketchups. A BBQ Grill, because I insist on cooking hamburgers outside, and mesquite briquettes. I like to use the real essence of wood to give it that smoky flavor. Now the preparation of the meat, you will need, okay, for those of you who don't buy perfectly formed patties, I'm going to show you how to make them the way I know how to make them. Now, our hamburgers are done just a little bit different. They're going to be kind of big, so a couple of people can probably feast on one hamburger in itself. So, what you'll need for this is you're going to need, I recommend that you get the top of a mayonnaise jar. Okay? You're going to need, let's get it out. You're going to need your hamburger. I like to call it hamburger in a tube. I buy the sirloin in a tube, and then I like to disperse it and cut it out as I need it. So I have here just some hamburger here, and I'm gonna readjust my little area here. There we go. Now, I'm going to need my fast rub, which is this one. And because I cook so much with this, hopefully we'll have this in these size bottles because it's pretty fantastic. Okay, so I will be using Worcestershire of your sauce of your choice. The fast rub, and you're gonna need your little form. You're gonna need your meat, and then you're gonna need just a real simple knife, and I'll show you how to use it. And you will need some styrofoam plates. Okay, I'm gonna make 2. Excuse me. Very good. Now that I've set up my little area here, you're gonna need these styrofoams. I need some gloves. Please excuse me, I'm grabbing some gloves because this hamburger tends to be a little bit on the oily side. So with gloves in hand. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take the meat. I'm going to take the meat. Very good. I'm And I'm going to take my form, and it's real simple. The kids will really enjoy doing this. So I just put some meat in there. If you can tell, I'm putting it right in there. And to make the form, is all you have to do is just put it and invert it upside down, and then collapse it down. And if you use your fist and go down in the middle of it, you'll access and remove all that. Now this is where the knife comes into play. Okay, see how it's seeping out? Sometimes you get too much in it and you get a lot of meat left over. So you just remove all that excess out, and then put it right in there. And as you can tell, it's pretty flat. These work as a beautiful mold. And if you will just take your knife and just put it on the lip, and then just release it down there gently. So you want to keep a nice form. Perfect. Very good. That's my first one. Now my second one, because you're going to need 2 patties for this. It's our Texas sized burger. So I put that one in, and then on another styrofoam plate, I put it on there. Now don't forget to compress it down like this to squeeze out all that excess meat. Okay, remove that out. And I press it some more. Okay, that's very good. And here it comes. Perfect. 2 patties. And then we don't have special sauce, we have special rub. How's that? 2 all beef patties. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know how the song goes. Okay, now, I like to make cheeseburgers. And the way I make them is I take whatever choice of your cheese is. If you like blue cheese, add blue cheese. If you like cream cheese, add cream cheese. I like a real sharp cheddar, extra sharp cheddar cheese. That I like to get the blocks so I can get so I can cut out my size of cheese. Okay, now this is what you're going to do. So you're going to lay 2. Let's go for 3. There you go. 3 slices right there. Now let's place it strategically in the middle, like that. See? And then if you will just take it, and then go ahead and just take your patty, and then so that it'll be perfectly on top of each other. See? Perfectly on top, and then right in the middle. Now what you're going to do is, this is just prepping. Okay? So if you'll just take the other plate and then just put it right on top of each other. Right like that. And then what we're going to do is like if you'll put the pressure on all around this, the bowl of the plate, and then press it down, it'll take the form of the inside of the plate, because you're going to make them wider. And then the cheese, don't worry about the cheese in the middle, because when it's barbecuing, when you're cooking it on the barbecue pit, it melts it and marbleizes it into the meat as well. So here we go. There we go. After that, right? Okay. Now, what started off as a very beautiful round piece of meat sometimes doesn't come out that pretty, but it has the idea of the round. Notice how big it is now? Okay, now this is what we're gonna do. This is where we go into our seasoning. So I like to, at this time, use the spatula to make sure that it's not sticking to the bottom. Okay? So I will take the other plate, and I like to start off with my Worcestershire, and I like to lay the Worcestershire at the bottom, about the size of the original patty that was there, and then I will take my fast rub and I will apply it on the Worcestershire. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Can you, here, allow me to move this. How's that? Okay. Don't worry about the Worcestershire. It'll get in there where it's supposed to. Okay, and if you will just lay it right on top of that mixture, slide it out, and then put it right there. Now, there, just give it a little pat. Now take the top of the bottle, the top of the hamburger, and apply some more Worcestershire on there, letting it sit just for a second or two. There. And then just add your fast rub on top. Now don't forget, it has a lot of salt, and even though the hamburger needs salt, you still need to watch it. But as you noticed, it all goes on the outside of the hamburger and nothing on the inside. Okay, just the cheese. Just the cheese is all that goes on the inside. And this is my hamburger prepared. I'm now ready to place it on the grill. Hi. Now we're outside with my outside by my grill, and I'm going to bring you so you can see my my little grill that I use. And I'd like to show you the embers. Okay, that's what embers should look like. You know, when you barbecue, they should not be inflamed or anything like that. They should be nice, with a nice glow to them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close my lid right there. Okay, and what I've done is that I brought my patties. I brought them in with little tops on top of them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them and remove that top one right there, and I'm going to place it right in the middle there. Scoot it right there over the top, and I'll show you in just a few seconds. I decided to make an extra hamburger for my daughter. I like to feed her every now and then, not too often. And here, there they go. They're right on top of the grill. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna shut it down. We're gonna do a little time lapse while I prepare the table. I'm going to close this lid, and then, excuse me, howdy, I will turn this off while I prepare the table. In a split second, we'll be setting. I'm going to show you when I turn them around. It takes about maybe 5 minutes to 10 minutes on each side. If you have a lot of cold, then I recommend every 3 minutes to check them. Hi, welcome back. Real quick here, wasn't it? Okay, what I've done is, I don't know if you're getting the sense or if the camera's catching this, but it's kind of smoky, which means it's working really good. See the smoke? Because of the grease that's coming off the burgers. Okay, I'm going to bring this just slightly forwards. And you can see this. Now, what these guys are right here, these are called a wonderful little thing called onions. I like to charm a bit. Just okay, we're gonna let it cook on that side with the speed lamp. One more time. At last, this is the final moment that everybody waits for, is that final when everybody's called. I remember growing up that Daddy's big thing was having everybody around the table. Unfortunately, I have a real small family. I have a daughter, just one daughter, and I try to make it as formal as possible at the table, and always try to eat together. And for this segment, she's not going to be here, but she'll be here in just a minute as soon as I call her. But this is the final presentation here. As you can tell, we have our, let me move this right here so you can see it. Oh, by the way, what we're having with hamburgers, we're having potato chips, and it's just a regular sit-home kind of a thing, and we like to have a special concoction here. I love this. I love it. It's called a root beer float. So, thought it was something else, did you? I just like to use the glasses. That makes it look, and it makes you feel so wonderful when you eat it with a little more formality, somewhat formal but informal. So hamburgers, here they are. I'm going to be preparing them for us. I'm going to be making one at least anyway. And I like mustard. I love mustard. Hey, did you know that if you eat mustard, if you're having Charlie horse, mustard will cure it? That's what they tell me. So, at the moment, we don't have mustard on our family of products, but I'm sure someday we're working feverishly to create new things, that a lot of things that haven't come out yet that nobody. I love ketchup, so I'm going to be using just the plain old ketchup for today. But don't forget, you have choices with our family. Lots of choices. Okay. So I'll add that. And I will grab my little, certainly apply. Oh, love onions, roasted onions. And I set out a little extra cheese in case you wanted some to add some more cheese, although you don't need it. So, and then I like to, put the pickles there on top. And we're very fond of these pickles. These are specially made by a very close friend of mine. The best pickles in town. They're Picklelicious. That's the name of the company, by the way. Taste this pickle. And she's got some dynamic pickles. I'm just using just our plain pickles here. Now let's get us. I have to watch my daughter because she starts off with lettuce, and then when she starts eating it, she starts pulling the lettuce out, trying to get her to eat her vegetables. Look at that mountain. Isn't that something? There you go. Let me bring it a little closer. Yum! Look at that. Look at that. Full of flavors and stuff. Okay, so what I like to do, if you'll pardon me, right there, that's to hold it together because I'm about to do something. Anytime it oozes out, you know it's good. And it's oozing. And one more. I like to make them into little quarters. And because they're kind of big, I don't like to eat a whole hamburger because it's pretty big. And so I'll put the knife right there. Just grab it right there. And you can see that it's perfectly cooked. I will give you a feast of that to make you hungry and want to try it. So let's add a few little chips, not too many, not too few. There you go. And that is our hamburger. Let me bring it to you to show you the beauty in a good burger. Isn't that beautiful? And it tastes wonderful. Well, it's time to call the family. My family, my daughter. And so I'd like to end it with what my daddy always used to do our family functions. I owe this company to my dad, and I'm very grateful. Full of love, and that's what it's all about. Our families are about love. So, con apetito, coman y disfruten el sabor de un buen aprovecho, which means, by the way, with a good appetite, eat and enjoy, savoring the flavor of that moment. All I can say is, here's to you, Daddy. Thank you.
Pond5.com. Pond5.com.